the truth is that you are the only person you are guaranteed to spend every moment of your life with. And your body-mind is the only place you are guaranteed to spend every moment of your life with. So having these amazing relationships with aspects of self and parts of the body-mind is the most important journey we'll ever go on. And the great part about this is we can tell the residual energetic results of a lifetime of experiences without ever needing to look back at the details. And this was very helpful for me when I lived with amnesia and could not remember my entire life, and yet somehow needed to also self-heal from decades of complex trauma. Now that we have this awareness of what's really going on, and deeper attunement with all aspects of self and all parts of the body-mind, now we can create the somatic shifts and tangible transformation that you desire to experience. And again, with much less work, much more fun, and much more expansive, effective, better results. Create a new energetic pattern within the body-mind's foundation. If you try to change things at a surface level of what you can observe within your personal experience, you're not reaching into the underlying structures that create and sustain those experiences. And so through personalized play prompt prescriptions, we're able to simply nourish the relational connections throughout aspects of self in a way that rebuilds the brain and the body while fulfilling internal attachment needs. The coolest part about this is that we are working directly with the energies of consciousness through these practices and journeys. And that could be, I want to harmonize my masculine and feminine energies. I want to transform this pattern of thought or emotion. I want to break this habit and create new patterns of choice. I want to heal how this past trauma now affects me. I want to expand the connection between my mind and my body. I want to improve the patterns of regulation in my brain and my body that support me in navigating my experience in a better way. I want to connect deeper with my inner child. I want to activate more of my soul essence and be more embodied through my soul self. You can work with all of it simultaneously.
These videos reference Kristin Windsor's original Trifecta Treasure Trove modalities, intellectual property of Kristin Windsor, all rights reserved.
So that's a little about the BodyMindSoul Attachment Theory through my Trifecta Treasure Trove modalities. How does this open new opportunities and potentials for healing and transformation? When there's something that we want to heal in the body-mind, and this could be the connection or regulation of the brain hemispheres, the connection or regulation in the front, middle, back parts of the brain, the connection or regulation in the nervous systems, the connection and correlations and relationships between conscious and unconscious memories, the connections and associations and activity of navigational networks that project patterns of thoughts, feelings, choices, responses. Okay, if you want to shift a pattern of thought, you want to shift a pattern of feeling or emotion, you want to shift a pattern of habit or choice, you want to shift how the nervous system naturally engages, you want to shift the brain activity so you can have greater clarity in your mind, greater capacities for memory or concentration, greater attunement with your body to feel more grounded and have more homeostasis and be able to listen to what your body needs, to have greater mind-body connection, to have new navigational patterns that have healthier styles of attaching with your own self in relation with everything else, to have stronger internal attachments than you do external attachments, to have new styles of relationally connecting with yourself so you can have new styles of relationally connecting with other people, to transform inner reality so you can have new styles of communication, to be able to emotionally connect, right brain, and verbally articulate thoughts and express through conversation, left brain, okay? To have all these different things that contribute to our everyday human experiences. So if there's somewhere that is disrupted, we want to resolve, like a mental health challenge, emotional health challenge, a habit we're trying to change, dysregulation we're trying to change, or if there's something that we want to expand into. I want more presence, more peace, more inner power, more bliss, more joy, more love, more wholeness. I want more emotional fulfillment. I want deeper connection with other people through both emotional connection and relational conversation. I want a greater mind-body connection so I can feel the sensations of what I see and taste in a deeper way, okay? So if there's a disruption we want to resolve or an area we want to improve and expand, reaching into all the categories I just described and so much more, then what we want to do, or what we can do, is go to the body-mind foundations and recreate the neurodevelopmental process of attachment development to create a new energetic pattern within the body-mind's foundation. If you try to change things at a surface level of what you can observe within your personal experience, you're not reaching into the underlying structures that create and sustain those experiences. And then your results will be either temporary, or they won't reach as deep as you want them to, or they simply won't work. They won't be sustainable, okay? So if you reach into the depths of the body-mind and the foundations beneath it, fulfill the attachment needs through a relational connection between aspects of self to overly simplify the process, then you can resculpt the underlying foundations, the underlying structures. And this is something that I do as a social self-engagement practitioner. A social self-engagement practitioner. And this involves a multi-phase journey that can be overly simplified in this way. Okay, and this is a modality that's offered through my Trifecta Treasure Trove, which was exclusively created through my own implicit revelations case study. You can find out more about my personal journey in other videos. The links are in the video description below. Through this process, we want to use the language of self aspects to distinguish the essence of consciousness, the substance of the soul, the energies of self, from all the activity of the body, mind, and all the details of personal experience. And then create distinction and connection throughout all the different aspects of self. Awareness of self, experiencer of self, present moment self, childhood self. The self flowing through the left brain and the self flowing through the right brain. The self flowing through the mind and the self flowing through the body. Energies of consciousness, substance of the soul, essence of self, the inner experiencer of divine essence, and the infinite awareness attuned with it. The essence of self, not what you're experiencing, not how you're experiencing it, but the who that is within and beyond the experience. And then to bring language to the aspects of self by then attuning with parts of the body-mind. The parts of the body-mind that have the energies of navigation and regulation through all the miracles we talked about and more. And once we have this languaging down, now we can look at each of them individually. The essence of self and the parts of the body-mind, the aspects of the soul and the details of the experience through brain-body structures. And then we go to the next phase and we look at an assessment process for each region of inner activities. What's happening in the brain hemispheres? What's happening in the front, middle, back parts of the brain? What's happening in the autonomic nervous system? What's happening in the unconscious memories and the patterns of feeling and movement and their correlation with the navigation of the moment? What's happening between the mind and the body? What's happening in the navigational networks? What's happening in the self-associations that navigate your personal identity? What's happening in each of these layers, and how are they all connected in relation with attachment needs? How is the regulation and navigation of the brain, the body, mind affected by the well-being of these attachment needs? And this process specifically uses something I've developed called body-mind-soul treasure mapping. Through body-mind-soul treasure mapping techniques, we use these diagrams I've developed, liberated consciousness diagram, expanded spirit diagram, trifecta treasure trove modalities, these different diagrams, and we actually get to make treasure maps, to treasure map the miracles of you. Because we're not just going and we're like, yep, that's the brain, yep, those are the brain hemispheres. No, we're like, that's the miracle of your brain. That's the miracle of your brain hemispheric connection. That's the miracle of your autonomic nervous system. That's the miracle of your unconscious memories. That's the miracle of your mind-body connection. That's the miracle of your awareness of self. That's the miracle of your inner experiencer. That's the miracle of your body, mind, soul. So we treasure map the miracles of body, mind, soul while also having this assessment process to gauge the inner activity. And the great part about this is we can tell the residual energetic results of a lifetime of experiences without ever needing to look back at the details. And this was very helpful for me when I lived with amnesia and could not remember my entire life, and yet somehow needed to also self-heal from decades of complex trauma. And I was able to successfully achieve all of my healing results through my own original modalities, which is why I'm so excited to share them. I didn't work with any other healers or teachers or neurologists or doctors or therapists. And just through this one concept, this one technique, redeveloping body-mind attachment systems, this one concept, I healed everything. You can find out more about my personal story in other videos in the link below. The links are in the video description below. Split brain hemisphere and mind-body disconnect, decades of complex trauma, dissociative age regression, anterograde amnesia, retrograde amnesia, thousands of disintegrated memory networks from all the trauma, suppressed childhood trauma that you didn't even know about, had to dig it up, put pieces back together, and shapeshift the way it was impacting all the systems. So many things to heal from. And I was able to do all of it on my own without anyone or anything else through this one modality, through this one journey, through this one concept, through this one technique. Healed the impossible. And the journey was way more fun and enjoyable than anything else. It required a lot less work than anything else, and it created deeper results and more expansive transformation than anything else. So the language of self aspects, connect with self, parts of the body mind soul treasure mapping, treasure map the miracles of you and do an assessment of the inner energies. And we get to see the residual impact from all past experiences without looking back. So you don't have to go digging back into the details. You can for a reference point, which is sometimes helpful, but you don't need to go digging back into that family history or the relationship history or the trauma history or the health history. It can be helpful for a reference point, but we're looking at the present activity in body, mind, soul, the present energy patterns in body, mind, soul. Only ever looking inward. Body, mind, soul, treasure mapping, assessing all these different states of navigation and regulation within the body, mind, and how the essence of self, substance of the soul, energies of consciousness are experiencing its own existence through those miracles. And then we get to the best part. Now that we have this awareness of what's really going on and deeper attunement with all aspects of self and all parts of the body, mind, now we can create the somatic shifts and tangible transformation that you desire to experience. And again, with much less work, much more fun, and much more expansive, effective, better results. And this is where we get into personalized play prompt prescriptions. How would you like to be prescribed play to transform those patterns of thoughts and emotions? How would you like to be prescribed play to rewire your brain hemispheres? How would you like to be prescribed play to re-regulate your autonomic nervous system? How would you like to be prescribed play to transmute unconscious memories? How would you like to be prescribed play to reconnect your mind and your body? How would you like to be prescribed play to shift the way you associate with yourself? And so through all of my years of work in my Implicit Revelations case study, my self-healing, developing those modalities, and the work I now share in my business, I've created dozens and hundreds of practices and journeys that can mirror, mimic, and recreate the neurodevelopmental process of attachment development to resculpt the foundation of body-mind attachment systems and rebuild how all these inner systems connect with each other. Recreate them from their foundations while creating a somatically felt sensation, somatic satiation for, fully fulfilling the need to feel seen, loved, treasured, appreciated, celebrated, valued, wanted, with belonging, safety, security, protection, provision, sustenance, stability, support, connection, collaboration, community, vulnerability, closeness, respect, recognition, embrace, allowance, opportunistic space, directional guidance, purpose, importance, being tenderly held and abundantly taken care of. And then from those needs, expanding further into playful adventure and creative exploration and imaginative co-creation and the development of your own authentic self-expression. learning what it feels like to feel like yourself and be yourself and express yourself and nourish your gifts and nourish your passions and express the uniquely individualized being that you are while getting to enjoy the feeling of feeling like yourself. And from that place then, expanding sensations of inner presence, peace, power, bliss, joy, freedom, abundance, embodiment, love, wholeness, emotional fulfillment, self-worth, self-respect, the way you honor and value yourself, self-confidence, and your uniquely individualized sense of self or personal identity. And so through personalized play prompt prescriptions, we're able to simply nourish the relational connections throughout aspects of self in a way that rebuilds the brain and the body while fulfilling internal attachment needs. The coolest part about this is that we are working directly with the energies of consciousness through these practices and journeys. We're working with the substance of the soul, the essence of the self, the energies of consciousness. And along a journey of soul awakening, we know that the true self has nothing to do with the experience, but is evolving through it, expressing through it, embodying through it. Consciousness exists and operates independently of brain-body structures. And so when we work with the essence of self, substance of soul, energies of consciousness, then that energy of the authentic self has the power to rewire all of this stuff. We learned through neuroscience and all these cool things we're coming out with and learning and growing, right, as like a collective human consciousness across the globe sort of deal, that when you take two pieces of neural wiring, such as information being carried through memory streams, okay? You take two pieces of neural wiring, you have distinction and connection through those pieces of neural wiring. It creates integration, and the brain grows a new neural network that then impacts that structure of navigation and regulation. But here's the cool thing. When you work with the energies of consciousness and practice distinction and connection throughout aspects of self and nourish relational attachment bonds while fulfilling attachment needs, you are directly influencing every neural network and every pattern of navigation and every protocol of regulation and the entire brain and body-mind. You get to work with all of it simultaneously because you're working with the energy that is the source of all of it. Consciousness precedes the human form. So when you work with consciousness, essence of self, substance of soul, energies of consciousness, aspects of self, and there's distinction and connection through aspects of self, and they're nourishing a relational connection through attachment bonds while fulfilling the body-mind's attachment needs, because consciousness, independently of the human form, doesn't have attachment needs, but the body-mind does, and consciousness is expressing through the human form. So as consciousness fulfills the body-mind's attachment needs, it influences all the neural networks simultaneously. So you don't have to take this piece of the neural network and this piece and have distinction and connection, and yay, that one thing out of trillions of networks is now integrated. You don't have to go one by one. And this is how I was able to quantum catalyze my own self-healing journey, by working with distinction and connection through aspects of self, nourishing relational bonds, fulfilling the attachment needs for the body-mind. And this recreated the foundational stage of all of it, influencing all the systems simultaneously. So here we explored my body-mind-soul attachment theory, one of the foundational principles utilized throughout my trifecta treasure trove modalities, and how it can open new healing potentials. When we nourish relational attachment bonds throughout aspects of the self, not parts of the body-mind specifically, but through those, okay? It's not working with the physical body, I'm working with the essence of myself who is flowing through and beyond it. When you work with the relational connections throughout aspects of self throughout the body-mind, fulfill the body-mind's attachment needs while growing new relational connections throughout aspects of self, then it can re-sculpt all of it. And the other beautiful part about these trifecta treasure trove modalities is that there's so many different ways to work with the distinction and connection throughout aspects of self, substance of soul, energies of consciousness. But a lot of them allow for distinct aspects of self to connect you deeper with the authentic essence of your being, while attuning with particular miracles of the brain and body mind, particular energetic structures of navigation and regulation. And when we work with these distinct aspects of self, we're working with the self, the soul, the consciousness, the being of you. But in relation with all the energies of navigation and regulation inside the body mind, where the manner in which that aspect of self is personified has a relationship with the styles of energy flows here that we're shifting. So we're indirectly working with the brain hemispheres. For example, if you work with masculine, feminine, personified expressions of self, you can work with the right and left brain hemispheres and their connections. Because the right brain hemisphere naturally has more feminine characteristics and the left brain hemisphere naturally has more masculine characteristics. So if you work with the energetic personification of consciousness through masculine and feminine energies in a relationship with each other where they fulfill the attachment needs for each other while nourishing a relational attachment bond, then you can rebuild the brain hemispheres as one of dozens and dozens of examples, and then hundreds of different ways of actually practicing and journeying through it. And from inward meditative self-hypnosis style journeys through a practice I call mystical odyssey imaginatives. They're something that's not quite like any meditation or self-hypnosis I've ever seen. And I've done thousands of hours of meditation and self-hypnosis. Mystical odyssey imaginatives are my own original conceptualized journey where you close your eyes and go inward and have this certain brainwave state of activity and go in and have this, visualized scene of engagement, but in a way that achieves everything I'm talking about here. And then eye-gazing journeys in mirrors is another one. And there's a technique I've developed that allows us to have something between a brain spotting technique and a shamanic soul retrieval, where we activate a specific region of body-mind information, rewire it just while eye-gazing in a mirror, and reunify those aspects of self while rewriting the patterns and protocols of navigation and regulation in the depths of body-mind foundations. And practices you can use in everyday life, just while you're driving or brushing your teeth or washing your hair or unloading the dishwasher, or little dates that you can go on by yourself, little self-love dates. Hundreds of different journeys, ways of actually applying and incorporating these ideas, and then dozens of different application of the ideas. And so I've developed this multi-phase process where you can come in with an intention. And that could be, I want to harmonize my masculine and feminine energies. I want to transform this pattern of thought or emotion. I want to break this habit and create new patterns of choice. I want to heal how this past trauma now affects me. I want to expand the connection between my mind and my body. I want to improve the patterns of regulation in my brain and my body that support me in navigating my experience in a better way. I want to connect deeper with my inner child. I want to activate more of my soul essence and be more embodied through my soul self, whatever it might be. Improve my mental and emotional health. I want to improve my capacity for communication with other people, emotional and conversational, physical connection with other people, whatever it might be. And then we go through this journey, use the language of self aspects, body, mind, soul, treasure mapping, personalized play prompt prescriptions, nourishing relational connections through aspects of self while fulfilling those attachment needs and your need to feel seen and loved, for example, in a way that rebuilds the foundational structures of the brain, the body, and the body-mind that navigates and regulates existence from the inside out. So that's the body-mind-soul attachment theory and how it opens new doors for healing and transformation, where that journey is way more fun, requires way less work, and creates deeper, impactful, transformational results. It's less work because you can effectively work with all systems simultaneously where you're reaching into their foundations and not just working with the superficial experiences. You don't have to go system by system by system or neural network by neural network or neural network. You don't have to go memory by memory by memory. You can work with all of it simultaneously and you're reaching into the foundation. So you're creating a deeper result. You're transforming it at the roots of how it actually operates because we understand how it originally developed into existence from that attachment development in early life experiences and those attachment needs that are the navigational compass of the regulation and navigation in the body-mind, a compass of the body-mind, those attachment needs. And it's a lot more fun because you're practicing loving yourself in a way you've never known. You're practicing loving yourself in a way you've never known. You get to hang out and have fun with yourself like you're your own best friend. You get to hang out and love on your inner child. You get to hang out and have new kinds of relationships throughout aspects of self. And the truth is that you are the only person you are guaranteed to spend every moment of your life with. And your body mind is the only place you are guaranteed to spend every moment of your life with. So having these amazing relationships with aspects of self and parts of the body mind is the most important journey we'll ever go on. The only person you're guaranteed to share every moment of life with is you. And the only place you are guaranteed to spend every moment of your life with is your body mind. So that body mind soul relationship precedes the importance of everything else. And so it's more enjoyable because we don't have to work with, yeah, I gotta go regulate my nervous system for 30 minutes. Yeah, I gotta go rewire my brain hemispheres. Yeah, I gotta go process this past trauma. Instead, we don't have to work with that stuff directly. Because let's be real, that stuff ain't fun. That stuff is just usually not fun to do. And so here we get to just nourish relational connections while getting to know your own soul self in a deeper way, activating the energies of your consciousness, anchoring more of the essence of your soul, meeting more of the aspects of your own self, practicing ways of loving on all aspects of self and all parts of the body mind, getting to see and love yourself in a way you've never known, getting to support and connect with yourself in a way you've never known, receiving the recognition and respect and adoration and affection and the cherishment and the celebration of your own self in a way you've never known, getting to feel sustained by your own presence and own inner love in a way you've never known, but in a very specific way that directly rewires anything that needs to be rewired based on that inner assessment through body, mind, soul treasure mapping. So you start with your intentions, and those intentions often evolve based on everything we discover. You might have one intention and be like, oh wait, but now I also want all of this stuff. So you have your intentions, which can grow and expand in the journey. Language of self aspects, body, mind, soul treasure mapping, personalized play prompt prescriptions, and then nourishing relational connections throughout aspects of self in parts of the body mind, developing new relational connections while fulfilling those specific internal needs, redeveloping the body mind's attachment systems. And from there, creating shifts and transformation beyond your wildest dreams. To introduce you to this journey, I welcome you into my magic portal, where you'll gain access to a collection of free introductory welcome gifts, including the latest edition of Rebirthing Body, Mind, Soul Foundation's Playbook. When you enter my magic portal, gain access collection of free introductory welcome gifts, including Rebirthing Body, Mind, Soul Foundation's Playbook. And there's a lot of amazing journal prompts that can guide you into the clarity of your intentions for your next step inward and forward. Because again, you might think there's one thing and then you kind of go deeper and you're like, oh, but there's also these other energies that I like to experience in new ways, right? So this journey inward and forward to clarify intentions, really get to know all aspects of self and body, mind, soul in a deeper way than ever before. And then towards the end of that playbook, you're introduced to this multi-phase journey that I just described, where we can actually redevelop the body-mind attachment systems in a way that can shift and transform, heal, and rebirth any energy of body, mind, soul in a fun, loving, nourishing way, where that journey is less work, more fun, creates deeper, better, more transformative results. And this is something that I serve as a guide through as a social self-engagement practitioner, where I basically facilitate these journeys going through that process I just described that has a lot of depth to it. And I guide my clients to socially engage with aspects of self in a way that sparks somatic shifts and tangible transformation in the greatest depths of body, mind, soul foundations. As a social self-engagement practitioner, I facilitate these guided journeys that go through this process, language of self aspects, setting intentions, body, mind, soul treasure mapping, assessing the energy flows of navigation and regulation in a dozen different brain-body structures, connecting deeper with the essence of self, energies of consciousness, personalized play prompt prescriptions, guided marathon journeys, mystical odyssey imaginatives, play prompt prescriptions. And it's a way to practice socially engaging with the self, just like the infant toddler and child socially engaged with the parent or caregiver and said, that's the source of love that can fulfill my needs. And then experiences through social engagement fulfilled or did not fulfill those attachment needs, and it taught the brain, the body, how to navigate and regulate its existence. So now there are aspects of self who become the source of love and the source of attachment need fulfillment for each other. The aspect of self and the part of the body-mind that has an attachment need cannot be the same aspect of self or part of the body-mind that fulfills that attachment need. There needs to be distinction and connection. Just like the infant couldn't fulfill its own attachment needs, and there needed to be another individuated essence of self, there's distinction and connection between persons. We practice that idea inward with aspects of self, and the experiencer of self receives attachment fulfillment from the awareness of self. The inner child receives attachment need fulfillment from the present moment self, etc., etc. And so we practice socially engaging between aspects of self while nourishing relational connections throughout aspects of self, the soul essence, energies of consciousness, essence of self, substance of the soul, and fulfill the body-mind's attachment needs in a way that rewires the foundation of body, mind, and soul and create somatic shifts and tangible transformation from the inside out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Join my magic portal. The free introductory welcome gifts are there. And if you feel inspired to connect deeper, I offer self-guided journeys, single sacred soul sessions, and one-on-one multi-month personalized pathway, 3, 6, or 12-month one-on-one journeys. And down the road, there's also, group journeys and live workshops, live events, speaking engagements, mastermind classes, all the goodies. Right now, I've got self-guided journeys, one-on-one sessions, and multi-month one-on-one journeys available. So if any of those interest you, you can explore more in the video description. You can always connect with me through email if you have any other further questions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Give this video a like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, share with me something new that you learned today, or some way that this insight, these insights, this information can serve and support your journey. I'd love to hear about how it explains your own personal experiences, or maybe opens some new healing potentials that can support you in a really beautiful way. I would love to hear from you. So leave a comment below, share this video with 3 to 5 people that you know. Let's allow more people to discover this miracle of body, mind, soul attachment theory and the healing potentials it expands for all of us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you.
These videos reference Kristin Windsor's original Trifecta Treasure Trove modalities, intellectual property of Kristin Windsor, all rights reserved.